Keeping up with the Joneses? It's the coach, and you're watching Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, Aaron Jones, no picnic a week ago. He's looking for another big game. Coming up, we'll see our visitors as they get set to square off against our home team. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half. But it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the London Black Knights and the London Bulldogs. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at the Londoners as they get ready here. They've gone a full half season since their last loss, winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role. They've created quite an identity, and I know they want and expect this streak to get to 9.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Londoners, they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here, losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
On first down, Lawrence to the right side to Eric Ebron. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd down, Lawrence looking for the out route, and he's got more. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding.
All right, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they see right through that defensively. as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Here we go now.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. I'm talking about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Here we go. Boom, landed.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Now, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They're going to look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their futures. They look ahead to the offseason. What spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
Oh, another great move. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. center now, the offense heading back out there. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 23 yards on the play.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
This will be their first trip to the red zone. They've got it 1st and goal to go.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. One back in the game. That's Jones, 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A marker down. He does get it up past the 25. Will it hold? Let's see.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
All right, here we go.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Throwing on 1st down, Lawrence. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. That's complete right around the 8. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. And they've got it here with a 1st down. Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately. Now they have a chance here to put all that hard work to use. From the gun, Lawrence. And it's caught. Touchdown. In for the score. And his guys are able to strike for 6. And, man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And a great move again. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. They go play action here on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Watch him now, Barney.
On second down, it's Jones. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw here. Throwing right, and that's complete. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for his running back, Aaron Jones, that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined. But sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball and plow forward. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. They'll run with a fullback, Juszczyk. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Hey, 4th and inches. Why let your quarterback try and sneak for it? Give it to the guy who's born to fight for those tough yards. It's a fullback dive, and he just makes sure he secures the football and then plows forward to pick up the first down.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And the agility got him a few extra before he's taken down right at the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
They'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. It's their quarterback with his second touchdown here in this first half. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Looking deep here for Ebron. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down.
Illegal touching.
Let's check in with our referee. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off the play fake, Lawrence. He's going to wind up and air it out. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ikey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. As Ikey going to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one's incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rose. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll set up to throw, eluding the pressure right. He's got his man in the crossing route. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
Detroit!
Now back to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Hey. 4 down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. They'll look to throw. And incomplete here on 3rd down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown! A great play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense about ready to take over again. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, 90.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. Wide open receiver complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
On 1st down, Lawrence to the right side, and he's got more complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Lambeau will put this one through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
So we've come upon halftime here. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now back out comes the offense. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Holding offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flush to his right. He's got his man in the crossing route. And all the way down to the 42. And what a big-time play there. 42 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, another offensive player quick to react, and they will indeed retain possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And an alley to run. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 34 yards there and a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. First man through, it's the fullback use check. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
He'll look to throw. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Steps, and this results in 6. Touchdown. It's their quarterback taking it in from 7 yards away. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead is up to 15 now. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Off the bootleg. Lawrence. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Blue landed.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And he connects with Ebron. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lindsey. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now they'll run on the ball. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
And on the ground they go with a running back. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And it's caught. Touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Here's Jones. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And they'll run it here. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating.
Welcome back now here in London, as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Flushed out right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
And this offense on third down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be third and forever. Escaping the pressure right. Caught on the right side by Jones. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Now let's go. Blue landing.
Operating from the gun. Lawrence firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
Off play action. Lawrence. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Taken in at the 22. Nice move at the 40. Might have needed just one more block. As it stands, 37-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That was a good effort there trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front seven can get him down.
Forced out to his left. And this is caught at the 8. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face, and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, it's McKenzie. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To throw on 2nd down, Lawrence. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the gun, Lawrence. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Josh Jackson, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him, and I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills, and that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills, but they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
Now a stoppage here. We'll get another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Leopard. Here we go now. Green 39.
Again, it's Jones. And now running right through it. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They'll pitch it out to Jones. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
A give to Jones. And he stopped immediately there. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Fighting it off. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. In for the score. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
This one taken just inside the 10. Well, in this